It's quarantine but cute. I feel like I'm looking cute today. Got this new dress, got some new nails. Today I'm really excited because we have a great story about someone who's been pivoting into cooking because of COVID. A lot of us have had to pivot, and my guest today is Rebecca Samico. She's a lawyer by day in New York City and a home chef by night, and she has a new Instagram called The Forkable, and we're going to be doing some cocktails, or a cocktail and a couple appetizers. So she's here right now. Get your cocktails ready. I'm going to be doing a mezcal mule with her and some ceviche and some yum. So I feel like we all need that. We need a little bit of a reset. There's been some serious energy in the world, and I need a cocktail. I haven't had one in a while. So I got to go around to let her in because I don't have a producer. So hold on. I don't have a producer yet. Connecting.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm so excited to be here tonight.
I know. So let's just dive right in. Let's talk about you being a lawyer and then now your passion to be a chef. Like, give it to us.
Oh, I will give it all I got here. So I've been a practicing attorney for, it'll be 7 years this year. I'm in corporate law doing commercial transactions. So a lot of contracts, a lot of review, a lot of lots, let's just say. And at the beginning of the pandemic, I really pivoted because we were looking for a way to keep our legal team together, even though we're all going to be physically apart. And that's really hard to do these days, but thanks to video teleconferencing, they suggested, does anybody have anything they want to do? So somebody started a book club, another person offered to teach ukulele lessons, and I love to cook. I will work a 14-hour day and come home and still make a 3-course meal every single night.
Girl.
Like, it's my stress relief. It's where I park my car. I think when I was in law school, my roommate used to joke that she could tell how stressed I was by the amount of baked goods we had in the apartment at any given time. Like cupcakes, cookies galore. You could tell what my stress level was.
You're speaking my language.
Oh, I know. It's soothing. It's relaxing. Like, it's just my happy place, truly. So people were like, you should really do a cooking show, like do a class for everyone. People would love it. So I was like, if people will really be interested, I'm happy to do it. So we started out, I think, in March, and we're already 41 weeks in. And I have seen such growth and development over the people who participate. I had one guy who's never cooked an egg in his life, like not once. I had a person who accidentally put yellow soap in their cake mix instead of vegetable oil. No one was harmed in the cake. Yeah, well, I guess it's confusing. You have bottles on the counter, yellow, looks like vegetable oil. Look, people make mistakes. We don't judge here.
What's really weird is you just said the word soap, and an Instagram just started watching named Sork's Soap.
Well, welcome, Sork Soap. This is very, very, very apparent to you. So we had people who use dish soap instead of vegetable oil, so it's completely judgment-free zone. And we just knew we had a mishmash of people. Some people have been cooking their whole life, some never. And I can very happily say that everyone in the class is cooking meals for their entire family now. During our class, outside of the class, they've built a new skill set, a new passion. I get texts of everything people are making, and it's really just been one of the most fulfilling experiences for me.
Oh, I love that. So are you going to stop being a lawyer at some point and maybe be a chef?
I would love to do that in a dream world.
You can
until
do it.
I get that plan all together and build up some money on that end. I will definitely do that. That's my passion. That's what I want to do in the long run. But right now, being a lawyer pays the bills.
I love it. Okay, so great story. And if anybody has pivot stories, like write a sentence or two in the comments, because I pivoted from acting sort of back into hosting and just wanted to connect. And then this show is like grown into what it's grown into. And then I get to meet people like you, and you look gorgeous. And I'm excited to just dive in and we're going to be doing some classic recipes today that everybody can do. So let's talk a little bit about that and maybe start with the cocktail.
Yes, so we're going to start with a Mexican Mule, and we're doing it skinny because new year, new us. We're going to watch our figures a little bit more if you have a New Year's resolution. But if you don't have diet ginger ale or ginger beer, you can always do the full-fledged. Look.
Okay. I have
it.
It's really gross, but I found it.
Hey, you know what? It works. I have Schweppes Zero tonight.
Okay.
So, you know what it means? It may be not as fulfilling as your regular ginger ale or ginger beer, but that just means you can have another one because it's less calories.
Copy that. Okay, boo.
So that's how I'm thinking. Okay. So for our mule, traditionally Moscow mules, and we're doing a Mexican version. So essentially all we're doing is we're swapping the vodka and doing it with tequila instead.
And I'm going to do mine with mezcal.
Yep, you can definitely do it with mezcal. You want a little bit of smoky. You can use a blanco. You can use a reposado. It's really whatever your flavor is. And what I really always tell everyone in my classes is cooking is very personal to you. I don't want you to cook something that you're not going to love. So if there's an ingredient that we're working with that you don't love, say it's mushroom risotto, we'll find something else that works for you. Because again, it's super personal. Yep, swap it. So I'm going to be using a blanco tonight.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, being in a tiny apartment, I just don't have the same length in my space as you do. So I'm just going to be tilting you guys down as I continue to talk.
I love it. I'm following your lead. And I already, because I'm impatient, put a big ice cube in my shaker. And I want to talk about citrus really quick. If you have citrus in your beverages, you always have to shake it into the beverage. It's 100%. Just, it helps the aromatics come out. And I'm a former chef, as many of you know. And cocktails, I learned a lot from Cody Goldstein at Muddling Memories. And I always text him how do I do this? And why do I do this? So I love cocktail culture. And tell me more about this Skinny Mexican Mule.
So yeah, Skinny Mexican Mule, we're really going to punch up the flavor with a lot of fresh ingredients. So we have fresh ginger, we have fresh mint, and we're doing fresh squeezed lime juice.
Okay.
If you don't take anything else away, always use your fresh citrus. If you find that bottled stuff, yes, you can use it in emergency circumstances, but fresh ingredients are always so much better. So Lauren, we're actually going to start with a muddler. So you can actually pop that ice cube out of your shaker. And if you don't have a muddler, totally fine. You can use a spoon, a fork, any kind of blunt object. Even if you have a wooden spoon, you can, if you have a knife, you can just cut it up first too. But essentially take the end of a wooden spoon and you're just going to push it. So we're going to put in our fresh ground ginger or fresh grated ginger.
Oh, okay. So quick, while you're doing that, I'm going to sidestep that and I'm going to show you a ginger hack. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see me?
I can see you. Yeah.
My phone blurred out. So I'm going to, hold on.
I see.
With ginger, I'll come up here. With ginger, you can start by doing this, right? But at some point, she knows already, at some point, you got to get in the grooves, right? So the best way to do that is to take a spoon and you can start digging into the nubs of it and it will come right off. And
great point, Lauren, it's actually easier to use than a peeler. Because it's really, a peeler, you might actually dig in and get some of that ginger root out. When you use the spoon, it's really just going to push the skin right off. So that's exactly how I peel my ginger as well.
Yes, girl. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to break as you go forward.
Yeah. So next we are going to take our metal cocktail shaker and we're just going to drop about a tablespoon of fresh ground ginger or fresh grated ginger. And while Lauren's grating her ginger, I'm just going to teach you guys a really quick trick about how to maximize your citrus. So does anyone ever cut into a piece of citrus and you squeeze it and it's just not getting as much juice as you had hoped? So a really quick and easy trick on how to get extra juice out of your citrus is you're going to take your lemon or lime and you're going to pop it in the microwave for 20 seconds. What this is going to do, it's going to help heat up the fruit. It's going to help get those juices flowing. After you get it out of the microwave, what you're going to do is you're going to put it on your cutting board and using the palm of your hand, the heel right here, you're just going to roll back and forth. This is going to help take that pulp that's in your citrus and it's really going to press it and squish it. And that's where all the juice comes from. You ever cut into an orange and then you see the different segments? It's all that pulp. And when you squeeze that, that's where the juice comes from. So I just roll with the palm of my hand and then I'm going to do like a quarter turn and I'm just going to keep rolling. And as you're doing that, you will feel that the lime actually gets softer. And that means that that pulp is really just kind of coming down and the juices are going to flow out of here. Every time I do this.
How much am I doing? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
With my phone. It's not being cute right now. How much ginger are we doing?
We are doing 1 tablespoon of ginger.
Okay, I'm going to keep shredding. And for anybody just joining, this is Quarantine But Cute. I'm your host, Lauren Aparicio. And today we have lawyer by day, chef by night, Rebecca Samico, who's been teaching cooking lessons all throughout COVID to bring people together. And she has been making some incredible connections. So, yay!
So as we were just discussing, we're just grating 1 tablespoon of ginger, and it's going to go right into our cocktail shaker. And then we're going to juice our lime. And we're looking for about 1/2 ounce of lime juice. That could equate to about 1/2 lime if you're juicing. You can use the press. And another thing is, what if you don't have a juice presser or a citrus juicer at all? Whether it's the one where you push down and turn or the one that Lauren's using right now, which is a great one. If you don't have one, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to show you another really quick trick. Your kitchen tongs. These are absolutely fabulous. What you can do is you put your 1/2 of your citrus in your tongs, and then you're going to squeeze. And that pressure that you're applying to the tongs is going to help get extra juice out of there. So if you don't have a citrus juicer, no need to fret. You always have what you need in your kitchen already.
Are you ready for another hack with citrus, you guys?
Oh, yeah.
So I already cut this in half, so I kind of fucked up. But basically, if you have a chopstick, whether it's metal or wood, you can stick it into your citrus, lime or lemon or orange or whatever. And when you stick it in, it will come out of the straw, which I have now, but it'll come right out. So you don't have to worry about like pulp or anything like that, or any of just like squeezing it out. You know what I mean? It can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and you can apply even for her to connect. Ah, now we can hear you. Welcome back.
My phone keeps locking. I'm really, really sorry. Okay, so let's keep going with the cocktail. And I may have to put the phone in my hand shortly because it doesn't like me today.
Sorry to hear that. All right, so we have 1 tablespoon fresh ground ginger.
Got it.
Next, we are going to add 1/2 ounce of lime juice, or 1/2 of a lime juice, right on into our shaker. And then we're going to take 1 sprig of mint.
Got it.
You're going to grab fresh mint, and we're just going to take the leaves right off of here and drop them right into your shaker. And I'm just going to tilt you guys back down so you can see what I'm doing over here.
It smells so
good. And all I'm going to do is you're going to take your muddler or a spoon or a fork, any kind of blunt object that you have, and you're just going to push down and turn. And what this is going to do is this is going to really kind of extract from that mint the flavoring, also with the ginger. Yeah, exactly. You can use a spoon, a fork, whatever works best, whatever you have in your kitchen. There's really no wrong way of doing this. We do not judge here.
It looks gross, but it's going to be delicious.
It looks gross, but I promise it's going to be so good. You're getting all of that ginger flavor fresh out of here. And what's really nice about this cocktail is you can strain that stuff out, or if you want that extra kick with the fresh ginger and fresh mint in there, leave it on in. Totally up to you.
It's good. Okay. Even this strong by itself, it's delicious.
I know, it smells so good. My kitchen smells amazing. So after we have our muddled juice and mint and ginger in here, we're going to go ahead and add some ice in here, add our tequila, and then we're going to shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Hell yeah. ATL represent. Yummy. All right.
So big ice cubes, small ice cubes, whatever you got, make it work.
And I'm using Mezcal Verde is the brand, but this is the Amadas blend. It's so good. If you like mezcal, or if you want to just do something like Patron or Patron Silver, or what do you have?
I have Espolon. That's what I had. Wasn't trekking out. So we're going to use about 1.5 ounces of tequila.
Done.
And right on into your shaker.
Okay.
I'm ready. We're going to pop the top on and we're going to shake this up.
Let me try to do it like cute. I
don't know if I'm like a very cute shaker.
Okay.
All I can tell you is you'll get a really good forearm workout. So keep on drinking, people. It's good for you.
Oh, more? Okay.
So I typically shake, if you're using a metal shaker, until my fingers really can't hold it anymore. That's when I call it quits.
Copy that.
I'm just going to grab myself a nice little glass here. And you can strain it into the glass like Lauren's doing. If you want to really punch up that flavor, keep all that fresh ginger and mint in there. You don't even have to strain it. You can go right on into your glass. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top this bad boy with our diet ginger ale or ginger beer, whatever you guys can find. Ginger beer is going to be more authentic. It's going to have much more of a kick, but these work great too.
Rebecca said, I'm buying whatever you're shaking. All right, girl, call me. Oh my God. Okay. I want to know what everybody's favorite spirit is, because tequila, if I'm going to drink liquor, it's always tequila or mezcal. Put it in the comments. Yum!
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, yours is sexy.
Mm. And then I love to just put like a little sprig of mint in there and maybe a fresh lime wheel, and you're good to go.
Yours is so pretty. You're such a natural. I never did cocktails really as a chef. I would just do like savory mostly, or buy dessert because I was lazy as shit. I was definitely a lazy chef, but that's beautiful. Let me see a little close up on that. Ooh.
And you know what I love is in my classes, we do all different kinds of craft cocktails. I always do a cocktail pairing or a dessert to go with our meal. And it's really shown me different ways of using different spirits. I see people love tequila, vodka. You know, I'm really not a gin drinker, but I found an amazing gin drink recipe that you really can't taste it. It's called the Mediterranean Pink Lady. I'll share it on my Instagram later for any of those who are interested.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What's your worst alcohol story? Because let me tell you, mine was the time I drank gin and I was with my boyfriend on tour and I blacked out. And thank God he was my boyfriend and I knew where I was when I woke up the next day. But I literally had, I think, one drink with some grapefruit and I think they put mint in it with gin. I will never, ever, ever, ever gin again.
Yeah, I really cannot stand the smell of gin. I pride myself that I've really only once gotten so ill from drinking. I like to think that I'm a very good drinker in that sense, that nobody ever has to really take care of me. But It was like most people one time in college, and it was New Amsterdam. I can't even look at the bottle.
Gross. That's the name of it?
New Amsterdam Gin. I mean, has anybody here ever tried New Amsterdam Gin?
I know. I want to check out the comments because there's so many comments. Someone said, can I hire you as a bartender for my next party? I don't know who said that. Hi, I am 30 AF. That's my favorite Instagram account. Today we're joined by lawyer by day, chef by night, Rebecca Samico. She is amazing. And we are just creating a little skinny, well, mine's a mezcal mule. And yours was just like a traditional. But we didn't add any sugar in that other than just like the ginger ale.
Yeah, it's really the ginger ale. So you have no extra sweetener in there. And again, we're doing it diet. So that means you can have 2 versus 1 if you're really counting calories for the new year. But it's absolutely delicious, super easy to drink. And I love it. And if tequila is not your thing, swap it for vodka and just do a regular skinny mule here.
I love it. You're so good at this. I'm just so impressed by you. Like your flow is so New York, by the way. You're like, let's get to it, but also have fun.
Thank you. You know, Lauren, I'll come back anytime you want me. Just keep the compliments coming. I love this.
All right. So what are we making for our little appy apps?
So we got 2 apps today. One Lauren and I are going to make together, and we're doing a ceviche. Lauren's going to do a shrimp version. I'm going to do a tuna version because we're telling you, really, you can swap whatever you want in here. It's absolutely fantastic. And then I'm going to be doing a really big twist on a Caesar salad for an app. So essentially what we're going to do is a Caesar salad crostini.
Okay.
So instead of your Caesar salad with your parm and your croutons in it, we're essentially making a big crouton and we're going to top it with the Caesar salad. So interesting twist, but it's going to be absolutely delicious. Let's get to our ceviche. Let me just grab a bowl.
Yeah, I didn't, where I'm living, there's not really a lot of great fresh tuna options in the middle of North Georgia. So I just went ahead, you guys, and I boiled some shrimp, deveined it, peeled it, and then chopped it up for my ceviche. Normally with ceviche, I let the acid cook the fish, but because it's shrimp and it was a time crunch, it's totally fine to sub for cooked shrimp.
Yep. And some people actually do use raw shrimp and let the acid of the citrus cook it. It's really, again, totally your preference, what you're comfortable with. If you are using raw fish, you definitely want to make sure that it's tuna grade. I don't want anybody getting sick eating a piece of tuna that was once frozen and is now not, and you just don't know how long it's been in that case. So fresh ingredients with ceviche is super key. So I'm going to grab my stuff right here. And what we have in this recipe is, I'm doing a half recipe because it's just me here right now.
Yeah.
Is I already chopped up 7 ounces of sushi grade tuna. If you were doing the full, it would be 14. So I'm going to tell you what the full recipe is, but I'm just going to show you I'm doing a half order here.
Perfect.
So, in our bowl, sorry, we are going to take.
I like a little background noise.
Oh, then I can make a very lovely gong sound with my metal bowl here. So in our bowl, we are going to do, and I'm just going to tilt you guys down so you can see what I'm working with here again.
Okay.
We're going to add in our tuna, or Lauren, your shrimp. So we're doing 14 ounces of a fish or shrimp of your choice.
Okay.
Then to that, we're going to add a quarter of a red onion, chopped up.
Oops, I forgot the onion.
Do you have any onion, or are you sans onion tonight?
I do, but give me 2 seconds. I will put my jalapeno in for now.
Yep. So I'm adding my onion, and Lauren's going to chop hers in a minute. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh jalapeno. And when you're cutting jalapeno, a really easy trick here is some people like to put a bag over their hands, and including the knife, you just put a Ziploc bag and you stick the knife straight through it. That's going to protect your hands from touching the seeds and things like that. That can be very, very spicy. So this is a really good hack if you don't want to touch the jalapeno and get it everywhere.
Perfect. Okay. Luckily, where I had the onions was very close.
Fabulous.
So I'm going to be doing that while you keep telling us how to continue this fabulous little fresh app.
No problem. I'm actually going to show you guys a really easy trick when you're cutting your cherry tomatoes. So this recipe calls for about 8 cherry tomatoes, but because I'm doing a half, I'm only doing half of that. And instead of sitting here and cutting each tomato individually, that's time, it's a hassle, and especially if you're cutting a lot of them. I'm teaching you a really easy trick. All you're going to do is either on a plate or your cutting board, whatever you're cutting on, take a Tupperware lid. You're going to put it right on top. This is going to apply even pressure over all of those tomatoes.
Yes.
Push lightly with your hand, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to wiggle the knife straight through our tomatoes, and look at that. All of our tomatoes are halved now.
I love that. I've done that once before. What a boss trick. I forgot about that, actually.
I know. It's such an easy thing to do, and people don't really think about it. I don't know why.
How much red onion am I supposed to put in? Because I love
only a quarter, Lauren.
Okay.
We don't judge. Again, it's all about you. So if you want more onion, you want more tomato, you want more avocado, do your thing, girls and boys. It's all about you tonight.
All right, boo-boo. So far you've got tuna, I've got shrimp. We have
jalapeno, red onion, and tomatoes in here.
All right, I'm going to chop mine, and look how cute they are. These are little cherry tomatoes on the vine.
On the vine. You know what, Lauren? I love to roast those on the vine just like that. Super easy. Preheat your oven to about 425. Drizzle them with some olive oil, some minced garlic, and I love to do Italian seasoning, salt and pepper. And you just put it on a tray and you put it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until they look like they're about to burst. And they almost taste like candy at that point. The sweetness comes out, that acidity goes away. They're great if you're serving it with any chicken or anything like that. But me personally, I love to make a crostini, do a little smear of Boursin, and throw those bad boys on top.
These are so sweet and delicious. And I'm not a massive tomato fan, but I will do a little cherry tomato any day.
Fabulous.
All right.
So what else we got going in the bowl right now? We're going to add our pepper. So you're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper.
I lost you again. I'm going to see if I can tap. Look.
Well, we can see you still.
I can tap the phone with the straw now.
Amazing. So a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper.
Okay. I don't even have that, but keep going.
Okay. Do you have any kind of pepper?
Okay.
So 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper if you have it. And then we're going to add our lime juice in right now.
Okay.
So you're going to add a 1/3 cup of lime juice right on in. And when you're working with ceviche or your fresh fish, you really want to be delicate with it. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my spatula and I'm going to fold. Folding is a process when you go down to the bottom of the bowl and you lift and turn and bring it to the top. It's just incorporating everything, but we don't want to really beat up our fish here. We just want it to be nice and light.
I mean, you could take it out on the fish, but it's not recommended.
No, nobody wants like beaten chunky fish. That's just sad. Very sad, people. All right. So what we're going to do is after we're mixed in, I know Lauren's juicing right now and stirring. Perfect. We're just going to set this guy on the side for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to slice our avocado. I know you have a great hack for us, Lauren. So you want to talk about your avocado hack?
Yeah. So a lot of people know this. It's not like I invented it. But if you struggle with cutting your avocado, really, it's just like this, okay? You take your knife, watch your fingies, go all the way around, okay? Twist. Take your knife, watch your fingers again, little tap, twist, out. And then if you want to not use the whole thing, keep the pit and put it in half of your avocado and you can wrap it up and put it in the fridge. That's the best way to keep it from oxidizing.
Another question. Hi, welcome back.
Did you see me? What happened?
We lost you after you said wrap it and throw it in the fridge.
Perfect.
I just added another super great trick is to actually cover your avocado in water because that prevents the air from getting to it. And a lot of people want to know, when do you know if an avocado is ripe to eat? That is a wonderful, wonderful question. So if you ever look at the top of the avocado, you're going to have where the stem was, where it came from the tree. Mm-hmm. And all you need to do is pop that off. And if you look inside, it should be bright green. If that's bright green and it pops off really easily, you know your avocado is ripe and ready to use.
Mine looks good.
If it doesn't come off so easily, we're not going to have a fully ripe avocado.
Okay, love it. So are we putting that in right now?
So we're going to dice up our avocado. We can add it right on into our bowl.
Yum. Yummy!
Just dump them out on the side. Just rinsing my hands. I have avocado all over me right now.
This is how I keep my
phone
on right now.
Just the good old phone tap or spoon tap in your instance. And then we're just going to add some fresh cilantro.
I already threw mine in because I'm bad.
Nope, totally fine. And you don't even have to chop these guys. You can just rip them, throw them in whole. And then the last thing we got to do is add a little bit of salt. So we're going to add half a teaspoon of salt right on in here.
This is me faking my salt because I forgot my salt too. Rebecca's like, you dumb bitch. You can't follow my directions.
Absolutely not. It's all about improvising. Because this is what happens. Some people, especially during the pandemic, they haven't been able to find these ingredients that they need for recipes. So it's all about pivoting.
I'm pivoting because I've got amazing salt in the kitchen and I'm just a dumbass and forgot it.
Not even an issue. All right, and that is it. Super easy ceviche. Go ahead and give it a try. You can serve it with crackers. You can serve it just in a cup on its own. I really love to do that. I'm looking for the cup that I want.
Oh my God, it's so good.
So good, so easy and fast. And I grab a little spoon like this, especially if you're having company over, you know, your quarantine bubble, and you just want something fast. And you know, this looks super, super spectacular if you're serving and having a couple people over. It looks like you spent hours and it looks really impressive. And that's all you do.
Do you
throw it in a little glass cup like this and you can put it out.
Do you dance when you eat? Because I always dance when I eat.
Okay, my boyfriend literally made.
What happened?
You guys there? Now we're even. We're both disappearing. But I'm notorious for dancing when something makes me very happy, especially food. So you will see me do a little shimmy shoulder. And then I also will sit there and say, about 50 times.
Me too.
So I'll dance and I'll be like, Okay,
I'm going to bring a close up to the front and then I'm going to show you my two favorite tortilla chips.
Please do.
Okay. So, delish. This is my shrimp ceviche. Can I see a close up of yours? Ooh. Yummy. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful?
I don't have the best voice, so I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But it's so good.
So,
it's really so good, so easy. And it pairs very well with our tequila.
these are my favorite tortilla chips.
Oh, I love hint of lime.
And wait a minute. Game changer, if you've ever lived in California, you know these are made in Laguna Beach. They're called Have a Corn Chip. If you don't know about Have a Corn Chip, you can buy these on Amazon. I hate to say that, but that's really the only way you can get them. They're from Laguna, and I think what makes them taste so good is the soybean oil, and there's a little soy sauce in these. These are game-changing tortilla chips. So it's either these for me for anything that I want to dip, or it's these when I'm doing guac or ceviche or whatever.
Yeah. I've been very into the multigrain scoops lately from Tostitos.
I don't hate those.
I don't hate them. Not at all.
Okay.
And I really don't hate is this cocktail. It is so delicious.
It's so good. And I got my new dress on, and I love that you're here.
You're looking good, girl.
Thanks, Boo. Okay. So far, if you've just joined, you can also play this back. Obviously, I post all of my shows because I'm smart. And if you want the recipe, I think, Rebecca, are you going to post it in your story?
Yep.
Okay, great.
I will post all of the recipes in my story with pictures tonight. So if you forget, if you want to watch this again on Lauren's channel, you always can go back to it and always feel to reach out to me. If you don't like tuna, if you don't like shrimp, you're looking for a good substitute, feel free to always slide on into my DMs. Happy to give you any tips and tricks I have.
Totally. And I mean, this is vegan without the shrimp. So you could just do like an avocado version of this.
100%. You know what's a great substitute there? Adding heart of palm.
Oh my God. You're so smart.
I know. I come up with the best ideas.
I love you. Okay. So we've made the skinny mezcal mule. We've made our shrimp and tuna ceviche. Now, because my oven is broken and I can't like toast crostini right now, you're going to be making a Caesar salad crostini, and I will be making this when the oven is fixed next week. I'm so excited about it. because I'm a Caesar salad freak.
Oh, me too.
So show us, show us, show us.
So I thanks to IGTV magic, I've already made my crostinis. But these bad boys, and I mean, look at these. They're golden, they're crispy. I mean, listen to the crunch.
Mm. Do it again.
I mean,
give me some ASMR, girl. Yeah.
They're absolutely wonderful.
Y'all love that.
These crostinis are so easy to make. All you're going to do is you're going to take, let me chew first, trying to be polite here. All you're going to do is take about a day-old baguette. If you do the fresh baguette, you can. It's just the day-old will crisp up better. So the same thing if you're making bread pudding, if you're doing croutons, stuffing, anything along those lines, day-old bread is best.
Yes, queen. All right, while you're going over stuff, I'm going to start connecting with some people in the comments. So I'm going to come around.
Please do. So all I did to make these crostinis is I took a baguette and I cut it on the bias, so diagonally, so you get more surface area here.
Yum.
And what I did is I just laid them out flat, and in a bowl, I took a 1/4 cup of butter, softened. You want that soft butter so we can spread it. I did 3 cloves of garlic, and I minced them. And then I did a tablespoon of olive oil, and I just mixed that up into a paste. Smeared it on the bread, tossed it in the oven at 375 for about 10 minutes. And you got this super crispy. Then, listen to that snap. I love it. There's nothing better than like a good crunchy crouton. I think my boyfriend and I fight over the croutons in the Caesar salad. It's like who can get to them first. So this is a way that you're getting maximum crouton per Caesar salad ratio.
I love
so I'm just putting these guys over on the side.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Side tip is I actually love making croutons in the oven with gluten-free bread. There's a brand called Schar, SCHARR. If you're gluten-free and you have celiac or you just are trying to be a little bit more healthy, Schar is a fucking awesome brand, and it makes the best croutons I've ever had. And I do what you do. I do a little Italian seasoning, olive oil, paprika, garlic powder, salt, pepper, sometimes red pepper flake. And then I put it in the oven at like 400 for 20 minutes and toss it once. And I'm telling you, it's like a guilt-free like crouton, and it's yummy.
Oh, it's absolutely delicious. I had something out here and I just lost it. So I'm just going to grab another.
Okay.
So I'm going to teach you guys how to make homemade creamy Caesar salad dressing. So there's typically 2 kinds of Caesar salads that I've seen out there. One is that super oil-based that it's really lightly coating. And then you have that other one that you would get at any chain restaurant that it's like creamy coating and like you're just like, ooh, this is going to stick to my ribs and hug me back and make me feel good. That's the one we're making tonight.
Hell yeah. Give it to us.
Okay. So what goes into a Caesar salad dressing? Super, super easy. I actually love using anchovy paste instead of anchovies because how often do people actually use anchovies if you're not a huge anchovy fan? Yeah. I pretty much only use them in Caesar salad dressing. So if you get anchovy paste, it's resealable. You pop it in. You can use it anytime you want. It's already mashed for you, so you don't have to sit there with a fork against the bowl, pressing it and pressing it.
I want to do that.
So I really do love the paste option.
I don't want to fuck with
Unfortunately,
the little anchovies.
Today I had to fuck with the little anchovies. But I do that because I love all of you. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So first thing we're going to do, and I already made my paste, but I'm going to tell you how I did it. Let me just bring you guys down so you're with me here. So in this bowl, I have 4 anchovy fillets. And if you're using the anchovy paste, you would use 2 teaspoons because 1 teaspoon equals 2 fillets of the anchovy. I have 1 clove of garlic that I smashed, and I have half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. And all I did is on my cutting board, I'm just going to bring you guys down here, I put the fillets, the salt, and the garlic together, and I just took my knife and I pressed it. And I just scraped back and forth until I got this little paste. Yeah. We are going to put this in the blender. I'm going to be using an immersion blender here. You can use a regular blender. What is an immersion blender? Some of you are asking. Great question. An immersion blender, also known as a stick blender, usually has 1 or 2 speeds. It connects like so, and it's really great for pureeing. If you're doing any kind of soups that you're blending the soup together, this is my go-to tool. I love this. I would sleep with it if I could, but people might think I'm a little weird. but I love my immersion blender. It's my baby. I use it for mashed potatoes. If I'm doing a cauliflower puree, this is where I park my car. One of my favorite kitchen gadgets.
Cuddling with the blade.
I will send you pictures later because I will. So I'm just grabbing a Tupperware container here. If you're using an immersion blender, you want something high so we're not going to splash out. And all I'm going to do is, grabbing my spoon, is I'm going to take my anchovy paste. And again, that's 4 fillets, 3 cloves of garlic, and 1 tablespoon or half a teaspoon of salt. My apologies, guys. 1 clove of garlic, half a teaspoon of salt, and 4 anchovies pasted together. And next what we're going to do is we are going to add in 2 egg yolks. Just the yolks, no whites here.
Okay.
And if you are doing a vegan version of this, if you want to omit the anchovies, there's a product called like Just Eggs that came out. It's a great egg substitute for vegans. You can totally put that in here. And then we're going to add to this 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard.
And if anyone's wondering why I'm not following this recipe, if you're just tuning in, it's because my oven's broken and I wasn't able to. I guess that's a shitty excuse. I guess I could have just like blowtorched it. I think I have a blowtorch.
Lauren, we don't judge here.
But I want you to judge
I actually prefer that you go enjoy your ceviche and let me do the work for you tonight.
Yes, queen.
And then to this, we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And I squeezed this right before we started. So right on in with everything. And now all we're going to do is we're going to blend this together. Okay. So I'm going to start on my lower speed here, on my 1. And I'm just going to blend it together. And I'm just want to get a better angle for you guys here. Hold on. Give me 1 second, folks.
Don't worry, baby. We still got 20 minutes.
There we go. That's a little bit better. Even though you're on a diagonal. I'm sorry. I'm not good with this camera. So I'm just going to blend until everything comes together.
Yum.
Perfect. And now comes the fun part, the emulsify. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab half a cup of olive oil. And you want to make sure you're using good extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah.
When you're making this. I don't think there's any other way to do that.
Like Ina Garten is my hero, and you know that's what she says about everything. I worked at Food Network for 10 years. And
okay, I love Ina Garten. I'm obsessed.
That's how I learned how to cook, was her cookbooks. My cousin gave me an Ina Garten, I think it was like family style. Yeah, Ina Garten family style. So right after college, that's when I started getting like super excited about it, about cooking, because before that, y'all, I ate grilled chicken. Like I was so basic. All I ate was like grilled chicken, chicken fingers, like basic. And I got her cookbook and I started learning the classics, and that changed my whole life. And then about 5 years later, I was working in LA and getting jobs at Food Network as an art director and PA and assistant. And I worked on some of the best shows ever. And then eventually I became a chef. So.
Oh my God, I love that, Lauren. I absolutely love that. I just got Ina's new cookbook and I'm obsessed with it. I think I'm already making half the things in it. But if anybody needs like a go-to game day dip, I'm going to be showing it on my Instagram later this week. My favorite onion dip is Ina's.
Okay.
Ina's onion dip, her pan-fried onion dip, it is to die for.
I believe it.
Absolutely unbelievable. I'll send everybody the recipe.
Please.
All right. So next on our Caesar salad dressing, what we're going to do is we are going to emulsify our dressing.
Okay.
And how you do that is we're going to slowly drizzle our olive oil while we're blending. So if you have a blender, you're just going to pop that top open and in a steady stream, slowly add it in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
That's beautiful. Emulsify! If you guys are just tuning in, I'm with Rebecca Samico. She's a lawyer by day, chef by night, teaching cooking lessons and doing fabulous things in the kitchen. And I'm so happy to have her here at Quarantine But Cute. You know who I am, so like, just in case you need an introduction, my name is Lauren Aparicio. Thank you for joining. The recipes will be posted on Rebecca. You can go into the feed here, or you can check out her story for the recipes. I'm getting like slightly lit as she's emulsifying.
I mean, look at this. You have a beautiful, thick, and creamy dressing here.
Ooh, yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful. And just to finish it off, we're going to add in half a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. And that's it. It's super simple, super easy to do, and it's just going to be very flavorful and delicious. I highly suggest this Caesar salad dressing to anyone. Again, I'm going to post all of these recipes for you guys in my story later today.
Do I have something in my teeth, you guys?
No, you look good right now.
Thank you very much. I needed that.
All right, so I just added in some pepper, and then I'm just going to mix it together.
Oh!
And that's it. So again, all we have in here is 4 anchovies, 1 clove of garlic, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 egg yolks, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. And then you're just going to finish it with that half a teaspoon of pepper. Now, let's go ahead and assemble our salad. So, in a large bowl, all I did is I shredded some romaine.
Okay.
And why did I shred the romaine? Because I want this to be able to fit onto a crostini. So if you have that big pieces of romaine, it's just going to fall and not do you any justice here. So I just shredded some up. And the beauty about this is you can really add in as much dressing as you want. Again, it's all about preference here. I highly suggest starting off small. You can always add more. You can never take out. So unless you have extra lettuce on the side, always just start with a little, give it a mix, see how it's doing. And then if it's dressed to your liking, stop. If it's not dressed, you want to add a tiny bit more. I know that Kurt loves Caesar salad dressing. He always asks for extra dressing and extra croutons. So I'm going to do a little bit extra for him today. And then I'm going to take Parmesan cheese. The recipe calls for about about a third a cup of Parmesan cheese.
Girl, your hair's getting in the bowl, girl.
I'm just going to add half in right now.
Did you hear me?
I didn't hear you. What did you say? Oh, my hair's in the bowl? Oh, God.
I love it.
I guess this is what they would say, long hair, don't care.
Yeah, like just literally seasoning.
I usually have my hair up, but I was really trying to look nice for you tonight, Lauren. I really wanted to press you on our first date.
You succeeded.
Thank you. And if you're like me and you're a cheese whore, go for the gold, baby. Add as much cheese in as your heart desires.
Yummy.
And then we're just stirring to combine.
Oh my God.
Now it's time to plate. I'm just going to move my cutting board, which has some egg and olive oil and what else on there?
It's so funny, Rebecca. I want to say because we all eat Caesar salad at one point in our life, at least most of us, unless you were a vegan or vegetarian for many, many years. But I mean, there's Caesar dressing without anchovies. But I never thought to just like put it on a cute little crostini, bitch.
I know. It's really giving you maximum space of crouton to salad ratio. And again, like that's what I love.
You're so good at this. You have to quit being a lawyer and be a chef.
Well, I will come cook for you anytime you want, Lauren.
Okay, well,
anytime.
I'll fly you on my private jet to North Georgia.
Please do. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to grab a pair of tongs. And I'm just going to grab a little spoonful or tongful of our Caesar salad mix. And then I'm just going to take that fresh shredded. I have shaved Parmesan, which I love. It's just absolutely delicious.
I want this.
And I'm just going to sprinkle on top. And me, I don't like the mess, the overage over there, so I'm just going to take that guy off. But I mean, look at this. Look at this little baby.
Ooh, give us a crunchy bite.
Oh, you know I'm going to. And there's nothing going to be sexy about this, except I'm going to shove this in my face as fast as humanly possible.
I was going to say the lettuce is probably going to go everywhere, but I love the idea.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I'm so happy right now.
I ate, just so everybody knows, I've probably eaten about half of my shrimp ceviche because it's ridiculous.
So good. So good.
So good. And I'm going to have to make one more of these. And if you're just joining and you're like, why are these people in my face with the food and the drink? I'm happy to have this show and have Rebecca here today. She is a lawyer, by day, chef by night, coming up with yummy bites. Check out her Instagram, at The Forkable here on Instagram. And I absolutely love all the little like game night. And when you say game, do you mean like
oh, I'm talking about the big game.
Like football?
I'm talking about Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
So right now I'm doing 7 days of snacks. These are perfect for your Super Bowl party. Some are going to be elevated. Some are really just going to be that pan-fried onion dip that you want. All homemade from scratch. We have a bunch of different recipes that I'm going to give you guys this week. And if you have any of your home recipes, do send them my way. I'm happy to make them, share them with our fans here today. And it's just going to be a good old time. And I know people aren't doing a lot because of COVID right now.
Yeah.
If you're having your bubble over, or even if you're just doing it for yourself, sometimes it's nice to really treat yourself.
Absolutely.
So if you're going to make a couple apps, a couple drinks, sit down. For those of you who are not watching the football game and are only showing up for the weekend concert, we don't judge again. I don't even know who's playing. I'm kidding. It's the Chiefs.
Wait.
And Tom Brady.
Is the Super Bowl this weekend?
Super Bowl is Sunday.
That's how much I've been living on Clubhouse, by the way. And if you're not following me on Clubhouse, I don't care about followers. Don't follow me if you don't like me. But if you want to be a part of my community here on Instagram and at Clubhouse, it's the same name as my Instagram, at Lauren Aparicio. And I'm just loving the community there, but probably so much that I didn't even realize it was Super Bowl Sunday. But, you know, not everybody's a sports fan. Come on.
No, but yeah, so if you're tuning into a concert, an in-home concert, definitely try these cocktails and some of the apps we made today. Super easy, super fast. We got through all of them in about 45 minutes, and that's including the tips and tricks and tech issues that both Lauren and I had today. So it's really easy. And if you're going to do this ceviche, you can make it beforehand. I wouldn't add the lime juice and cook it yet, because cook with your citrus. But you can pretty much have it. You want to eat it immediately, typically. But if you can have it within the hour, that's probably best.
It is.
So if you're doing everything, save your ceviche for last. Do it last and treat yourself.
I love you. And can I tell you, because I'm just whatever, didn't bring salt to my setup, which is such a no-no. Even without salt, y'all, if you're trying to like watch your cholesterol or your salt intake, it's good, this recipe, without the salt. So thank you so much for showing us this.
Of course.
And of course,
thank you for having me.
Yes. And of course, I'm going to have you back. Please follow Rebecca
Anytime.
at The Forkable right here on Instagram, and you can watch this back anytime. I'm your host, Lauren Aparicio. This is another episode of Quarantine But Cute. Join me next week because I have comedian Chelsea Hart live from London. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And with that, I'm going to enjoy my cocktail and my apps.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.